Good morning, everybody. It's the great Mattsby and Tracker. Happy June
Woo!
26th. Happy Thursday. How's it going?
Oh, it's going great. Closing up on the end of the month here, and Bitcoin is doing all sorts of great things, and I'm excited about. Coin just shot up, and now we're wondering where it's going to test back to. Tesla looks like it's rounded at support. I'm looking for 420.69. We got a whole bunch of things to cover today. So we're just doing a little chit chat so that you can get through that 8-second YouTube video that you're obliged to watch and hit the skip button. And you're like, oh no, what did I miss? We haven't missed anything because I talked for at least 8 seconds so that you wouldn't miss anything. And so without further ado, Mattsby, take us out.
Yeah. So we're getting closer to all-time highs here for the SPY. We can see the 613.23 is approaching pre-market. It's up 194, so it's getting close, right? And I think the QQQ already got there, so maybe the SPY can journey its way up there as well. So that's kind of my next resistance target up there, 613.23. But of course, a little bit more caution is needed in that previous all-time high zone. Not guaranteed to break out the first try. Then we got the QQQ that did actually close a daily candle into all-time high territories yesterday, and now there is continuation above it. So 540.81 is really the target to stay above, and it closed yesterday at 541.16. So that technically is an all-time high candle close yesterday. So if this can establish a base on top of the 540.81, then I think we're going to see continuation higher. And how much higher can we go? Well, the next level would be 578 up here. So this has potential to just keep going higher, which means maybe SPY will probably break its resistance sooner than later as well. And the IWM is also going down or going up a little bit pre-market, but it's still getting rejected by the 200-day moving average and also this 217 fib up top. So it's basically range bound, trying to get a little bit more bullish, but it did hold that 208.36 perfectly as support. So that's our support zone, right? It's basically 208 and our range 208 up to the 215, 217 zone. So all charts, all indices are looking okay. The QQQ is outperforming everything else, which is very good for bull market behavior. And Bitcoin, I'm going to show you this again. It's back above that 105.5. So if there is any kind of back test, perhaps it will go back down to that 105.5 down below before trying to break this resistance above. And resistance above is around that 110,500 right now for Bitcoin. It's just range bound, right? And it's been range bound for a while, just getting a lot of liquidity below the previous week and scaring a lot of people. But still, it's in the same vicinity. It's not doing anything abnormal, and it's still trying to close more and more candles above this 105.5 then close below, right? The trend is it wants to spend time on top. So bullish chart, just stuck in a range, just like everything out there is stuck in a range from Ethereum to all the altcoins. And sooner or later, I think that trend will change, but it's got to start to break above this 110, 111 level first.
All right, thanks, Matt. I'm going to show you guys a little peek at the VIX here. And let's see, I wanted to lock this. Here we go. So here you're. This is where we were yesterday when I last looked at this, and now we're way down here. So the VIX, you can see it clearly after backtesting greed twice. It ran down. It gapped down to get back to under the 127.2 fib extension, heading down. And this is where I think we're heading to the 1414 at VIX of 1344 under my take profits line. When we see the VIX under here and hit this line, it's time to go to cash. If it goes all the way down to here, I don't know, maybe you could be chasing the tails and get some incredible gains in this zone if it even gets that far. 25 I've been looking for. And I want to show you my SPY chart with that in mind. I posted yesterday a couple times that 141,608.66 is my smaller degree 141, basically this one right here from this bottom to this top. It kind of back tested to 382 and hit the 141. That was resistance yesterday, 127, 141. It kind of back tested the 127. It looks like it wants to peak out. I don't know if this is it and it's just wicking over the 141. It's going to send it back down to maybe the 100 one more time. So here, 8-hour chart support. Here's the Ichimoku and the baseline together at about 600. That's a good psychological backtest of SPY 600. But maybe the real support will be 598.29. That's the 100% fib. And then after that, it just goes up. Now, larger. Oh, I didn't keep my on this screen. There we go. Now you go larger, you pull back, and from this move right here, from the bottom, where's that zero? From three, I take it all the way back from 348 to the 100%. Is the all-time high that we hit here at 609.79. And then it wants to go, the large degree wants to go up to the 127 or the 141 to 649 or maybe 667. That's what I've got here for, I think it'll top out, the SPY will top out this cycle this year near 667. And then we're going to ABC retrace, which I started to draw, but I haven't finished that yet. But anyway, that's the kind of 2025 we're looking at. Here's my Bitcoin chart. I have been posting this publicly as well. I'm looking for it to hit 109.877, then bounce back to 78.6, and then go out. And you can see that 786 at 108.04 is resistance, 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 resistance. So it's setting it back down. The 127 is holding it as support on the right side here. Maybe it has to go back to 702 to the 106.450. Matt was talking about 105. So I'm watching this 1 hour moving average 75 right here as it goes this way. Maybe 106.450 is where Bitcoin finds support, or maybe wicks enough lower just to make people get scared and try to get people to sell again. Anyway, that's only like 1.3% lower from where price is right now. And to the bottom, if it goes slowly, like it's been doing, it's only like, it's not even a percent lower. And let me do Tesla, and then I'll let Matt talk for a little bit because I know I've been yakking. Tesla, originally I was looking for the 382 back to the 236. So 361 back to 305.52. It could still do that, but I'd really like to see it hold tight in this band and start turning up. Then I thought maybe it would go from the 350, almost this 361 level, back to the middle here, this 335.33, and it looked like it was going to hold it, but then it dropped through to the Matt called this 321, and it's the bottom of this 702 range here from the 886 to the 702. So we're inside this blue band, and if this is the bottom, that's fantastic. I'm looking for the psychological markets sentiment test of 420.69. I know it's a meme joke, but it's also the truth. My 123.6 here is at 420.01, and then price will try to get to 431.35, but it might just keep getting, the market makers know that the apes love to buy 420.69, and they'll just keep selling it off before it ever gets there. So it might never get there, get sent back to 383, and then on up higher to break through that level. Anyway, I'm looking for 509.49 next for Tesla. That's what I'd like to see. Maybe even 600, but we won't talk about that until one crime at a time. Back to you, Matt.
All right. Yes. Let's take a look at Tesla too on my chart. No change, right? The range is 347, 350s down to the 321. That's the range. That's what it is. It's basically trying to establish a new base on top of it. For the past 3 weeks, it's been closing candles above it. And that's the goal for this Friday too. Stay above 321.32, and that's it. And I'll do Coinbase as well because I know a lot of people are interested in Coinbase, and I'll show my linear GAN here, and basically that it's broke out, right? It broke out of this weekly chart GAN, and also it's just a if it did want to do a deeper back test, I think it could possibly go back down to the 320s, maybe 325. I don't know if it's going to be that deep, though. We'll see. It could just be like the previous high range, maybe like the 340 zone, because all these bodies of these candles up here and some wicks up there. So it could retest that. But right now, 360 is getting rejected. Basically, every single 4-hour candle, if you just look at the 4-hour chart, it's just getting rejected in that 360 zone. Even yesterday, 360. Even this morning, it got pretty close to 360. So it's just getting rejected in that zone for Coinbase. So we're going to just see the potential to maybe try to retest a little bit lower first before trying to break out. And I do see a lot of requests coming here. I know a lot of people are asking about BTBT. So before I do like Cypher and Hive, I just wanted to show BTBT as well.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say let's spin the wheel and see which miner did a stock equity offering yesterday. Brrr. Oh,
Yeah.
it's BTBT.
Yeah, they want to buy Ethereum now. So they're switching. I mean, does this mean altcoin season's coming if they're switching to Ethereum? I don't know. But BTBT looks fantastic here. Like all it's doing is going back down to my 45-degree angle, which you can see basically has been a support basically the whole time. Even down here, a big liquidity grab underneath it. So this is a nice zone coming soon. So 190s, I think that's the target, right? 190s could be the target. Build a base to go higher. But this is just a normal reaction, and coming back down to this zone is also a previous support back in 2024. 2023, and it was kind of the breakout zone in 2023 of April. So very, very nice zone, right? All of this previous support here is right there. So the low twos, 190s looks good to me. All right, tracker.
All right, let me show you guys my Coinbase charts. I just want to not freak you out. Think of think of this coin, the candle that Matt just showed you as a bullish engulfing candle, and now we've got a back test part of it for support. You know, I was just saying that usually at this point in my chart is where it goes to the 764 and then back to the 382, which would be, it seems inconceivable right now because we just did all the support here at the 382. So now what if it's just about this band here, this 886 to the 702? Maybe it only needs to test back to the 702, the 310.94. So it didn't quite get to the 886. The 764 was trying to show, I'm sorry, the 786 was trying to show support. That's the orange band here. Yesterday, it's still support as far as we know because it hasn't gone lower than it. But maybe it just needs to come back down here. See this Ichimoku on the 8 hour? The cloud is right here at 310.94. So maybe that's what we get. I also want to show this chart. I drew this really short, this short-term Gann chart yesterday on Coin. And here's 330. What did I say over here just now? 310.94. Ooh, 310.94 seems extreme now compared to this. This says maybe 330.78 would be a nice back test. You can see like right now, this is a 15-minute coin chart with the pre-market action and it's pumping right now. But is it pumping to break out and go higher? Or is it pushing on the upper side of the Bollinger Band? It kind of got narrow and it's just pushing up before it takes a dive. So, I don't know. Coinbase is rough. Bitcoin, we just talked about that, how it could drop like, 1% maybe. Is that going to make coin collapse a little bit? Is that going to make the miners go a lot lower? I don't know. It's tricky. Okay, here's the story about BTBT. BTBT lost its 11.4. It's still a higher low than $1.69, but man, it doesn't feel a lot higher. But still constructive from here, BTBT. All right, let's do the requests. So that's sort of BTBT covered. DFDV is a stock that I was holding up until yesterday. And I don't know, should I have kept it? DeFi Development Corporation. I've been all over looking for the stock. I was looking for it to maybe test back to the 29732, 1642. It hasn't done it yet. But look, it's just like even on the, is this the 21 now? Yeah, it's a 21 SMA. This green line is a 21 SMA, and it's been resistance, 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 still resistance. And so until it breaks over that, it's still in a downtrend, is what I'd say, at least on the short term. So I think ideally it should hold 1642 and then go up. That's where I would buy it back in. I think I sold out when on this spike right up here to like 2094 or something. Anyway, and if it drops lower than 1642, then I'll be unhappy with DVDF or DFDV. So you know, that's that. And then, you know, once it goes, if it bottoms here to the at 1642, then it should run all the way back up to 886 eventually, 4780, which would be fantastic. That'd be fantastic. I can keep going, Matt, or I can give you a turn.
Yeah, I was gonna just jump on Cipher and Hive since they were the two
Go right ahead.
quests in the beginning. So yeah, Cipher got a lot of minor updates here. So my monthly chart, I'm actually looking at the high time frame here because it was a beautiful setup. Especially going back to this 242, it just was building a foundation here, and then just a few months ago, it went back down to retest that zone, and now it's actually trying to break back above this 375. So that's going to be the goal for this monthly candle. Right there, and see if it can. But you got the 50-month moving average at 402 above. You got the cloud above at the 480. So it could take some time to break out. But this chart never really lost high time frame support. Right, this zone, this 242 zone, was always there, and now it's at resistance and a support. So it's in a tight range. So I'm just gonna watch that 375, stay above it. It gets more bullish. We'll look at Hive as well here, and we can see that Hive. Same kind of situation. It never lost high time frame support because of this candle right here back in December 2022 is a double bottom, 136. So there we are. And now we have maybe 206 resistance. Then you got the 279 up here as more resistance. So it's kind of range bound right now. But a lot of the miners look the same. They never really lost their monthly high time frame support, which means they can continue to stabilize in that zone while until it's really ready to break free of that resistance above. The 206 is the next target to get to the 279. But yeah, just keep holding that 136 really on the month-to-month basis, and it's good to go. And lastly, I'll just do AMD as well because it's been breaking out too. And monthly candles are what I'm focused on here too, because if the month of June actually closes where it's at really right now, well, first of all, it's really close to the 618 and the baseline up here, so that's going to be monthly resistance. But the good development is it's going to be reclaiming the conversion line and the 50% fib that was resistance for a long time. Right, that conversion line hasn't closed a monthly candle above it since right here back in June of 2024. So that's basically exactly a year since it was able to close above. So this is a year-long downtrend now being reversed. And 131.85, beautiful 149 next resistance 151. So I think it might get a little bit higher this month, but I don't suspect it's going to close the month above the 150s here because I think it's just going to get rejected and maybe come back down for a retest before going higher. So I think it's getting close to resistance, which means going to be a little bit cautious for AMD, but fantastic 30% monthly candle so far. Beautiful development. And this is why when we were doing the show live, this was the opportunity, right? Touching the monthly cloud month over month over month. And everybody was panicking there. But during that panic was accumulation. So, Tracker, back to you.
All right. Let me just quickly show my AMD chart. Then I'm going to switch back to SoundHound, the request. My AMD chart, I was predicting 142 for the longest time. People kept asking me about AMD. I said 142. And wow, it passed 142. Now, either this is resistance and it just got kind of overextended and it's going to drop back down through. If it does, from where it is now, it should drop back down to the 23.6 at 116.76. But if it keeps going, the 618 would be next, which would still drop it back down to 236. But if we can go to the 764 up here at 207.97, then the 382 can be support. In other words, where we are now, it goes up to the 208 and then back down to 142 for support, and then heads on up to the 1382 higher. So I do have this alternate path that I kind of put in here. Maybe it does go up to 175, then test back to 140.48 for support, which then sends it to the 764, which really should then send it back to the 382. That's probably my alternate path right there, and then this goes all the way to the 1382 up here. So actually, here, just take a screenshot of this. This goes with that circle one. All right, I wasn't spend much time on this. This is what AMD might do next. Okay, SoundHound, the request. SoundHound, after testing the 11.4 mini boss again, it fought with it back here, ran away, had to come back and test it again. The 382 is my minimum target for SoundHound next. So 1526, that's 56% higher with a test back to the 236 at 1183. Then it goes on to the 123.6 fib up here at 3532. Be careful as it takes a turn around 3082. That's its the 127.2 and the 141.4 here. All right, that's Soundhound. What else do I need to do? We're not even going to touch Nike. Just Nike is trash. We're not even going to talk
Well,
about it.
I
Nike,
actually
Pepsi, just
I just wanted to show it on.
really?
Yeah, I just wanted to show
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
because I mean nothing ever stays in a bear market forever. So to be objective about it, it's range bound, right? It's range bound between 55.22 and the 200 month. These are monthly candles moving average. So if you're looking for something exciting during earnings, it would have to be a massive gap up, or that's it, right? Because otherwise, it's just going to be range bound, and the range is 65 down to 55. So we're looking at, or maybe even the conversion line up here around 70, 96. But yeah, this is not a bullish chart because on a monthly time frame, it lost the cloud, flipped the cloud to resistance, lost everything as resistance, flipped the arc to resistance, lost the 200 as support, flipped it to resistance. Right? You see the pattern here. This is a bearish chart. It's flipping every single support on the way down to a resistance, and until that trend changes, there's no point in even considering to buy it, right? Now, if earnings do surprise and then it reverses the trend finally, then we can talk about that next month. But right now, you're trying to bottom fish here and just hoping that it's going to reverse right now. But we don't have any confirmation that it's going to reverse because they can't flip anything back to support. The only thing we got here is holding this 55.22. So if that continues to stabilize, then it has a chance. But really, right now, it's just range bound, and I would not be too optimistic until the chart proves it wants to be more bullish. And speaking of that, I'm going to do INTC as well because that's something similar to
I
Nike.
was just going to ask you to do IMTC.
Yeah, it's there's no trend reversal for Intel, right? Just like Nike, there's no trend reversal, but you have a GAN level that's holding for since 1990s, I think, from here, and yeah, back in 1997, it was an important level. So this has been dead money for a couple of decades now, and essentially, it has no trend reversal. It's still stuck under the monthly conversion line too, 2261. So until that trend reverses, it's just speculating whether it's going to break out or not. But I mean, the trend has been $19 has been the opportunity to accumulate, really, right? Every time it went back down there, it's been the opportunity. So it could break higher, but there's really no point, right? I mean, you can just see if you invested the stock in the 90s, you'd basically have the same amount of money. And due to inflation, you would have less money actually. So this is just a
Oh, yeah.
boring stock. And even if it does break that conversion
All right,
line,
let's show them something exciting.
even if it does break this, it'll probably go only back up to the 30s again. So nothing too exciting about this chart at all. Just like Nike, they got to prove they want to go higher, not just hope. I mean, hoping is not a strategy to make money, in my opinion. I'm gonna do NBIS too, just because I see that. I see this. I
Yes.
see the CCCM. There's not much data, so I'm not going to do that one. Maybe Tracker can take a stab at that CCCM. There's only like 3 weeks of data. But here's my NBIS monthly chart. And the monthly chart is really telling a story that it's right at resistance right now. It's at the baseline, it's at the top of the monthly cloud, and it's even battling the 50-month moving average. So if you're looking for some things to flip back to a support, it's going to be this 45 up to the 46.64. So getting back above that, getting back inside the cloud would be a really bullish development for NBIS, which means it has the potential to stabilize on top of this $45 zone and then go higher. But it is at resistance basically right now. It already wicked way above. So I don't expect it to maybe close above that 50-60. So perhaps it's just going to stay range bound for some time until it's really ready to break higher. So what I'm gonna focus on the most is just stabilizing above this 45.42 for that potential to break higher. Tracker.
A little bit of breaking news. Bitcoin has lost that 127.2 fib one more time. It's back below 107.312, so I'm still looking for the 702 at 106.450. I was going to show BTBT one more time. So all it's done is with this drop here, it just moved the time scale out, right? I've told you many times, the market always finds more ways to delay price action. So now instead of in September, it looks like it's not until like at least November to keep the symmetry that it gets 91% higher to the 382 at minimum, 389. So there's BTBT. CLPTF, I didn't have this. I just pulled these fibs just now from the up to the high of 1920 and then back to this 382 here as support. So the 786, now it's at the 50%. If it can hold, if you see any price action that takes it back above 1163, I mean, it's 1177 right now, then I think the market's going to it's going to deliver 2332 or 2547. So I don't even have to chart this just yet. I can just tell you from looking at this chart, it wants to go 97 to 115% higher. I just don't know. I can't tell you how long it's going to take to get there, but that's the kind of numbers it's planning on delivering. Oh, DXYZ is one of my charts. DXYZ. Destiny, it's not ETF. What do they call it? They have a lot of money in SpaceX, so it's oscillating as well. I moved this out a little bit to match the oscillation. So from where prices right now, I see it going 92% higher to 77.41 next. That'd be my 764. Back to the 382 at $51.30, up to the 1382 at almost $120. But really, maybe it goes to 130, 132. It has to test back to the 886 here before it goes on higher towards the maybe the 200% even, maybe the 16764. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's way in the future. But eventually, I'd see like at least 188 for the fifth wave in DXYZ. That's about 400, almost 400% higher. BT, we did that. NVIDIA. Oh, but I teased that I was going to talk. I had a small, not PLT, just a small caveat with PLTR. I just want to keep talking about this. I think it's time to just get a little protection on your Palantir longs, because I think it's gonna hit resistance at 157.11, and it's just kind of pinching up towards that point. It's trying. See how it's kind of been. It's like a ending diagonal here, is what I see. So be careful as it approaches 157. It might even get front run at 154. So as we get into these mid 150s, buy some protection, or I don't know, whatever it is that you want to do. If you think Palantir is going to come back down, maybe as deeply as 109.91 is where it would usually go. I don't know why I've got this down to here. Oh, I was thinking about if it tested the 786. Really, probably the three, like I said, it usually goes 764, 382. So 109.91 is where it might come all the way back to. Anyway, I'm not saying it's gonna do that, but this is where I would be careful with Palantir. What else? BTDR. Have we done that one? I feel like I've done that one. Oh, BitDeer. I have an old chart for BitDeer. So it looks like it's fighting the 11.4 mini boss again. Style. Let's go with the new 236. Oh, it's headed for the 11.4 mini boss. All right, be careful right here, because BitDeer could be heading all the way down to 960. But once it gets to 960 and holds its support, I think it's going to want to go eventually reclaim its way back to $36.78. So all this stays the same. It's just going deeper. Yeah, that's 244% from $9.60 up to $36.78. That's how I see BitDeer. Back to you, Matt, if you want to take over.
Yeah,
here.
I got grab charts here. So here's my grab. Yeah, it's a beautiful chart. I love it. It's a breakout back test, and that's what I love. Right, I actually was doing some more buying, basically at 460 the other day. So I love it. Right, yeah. If it goes down lower, I'll love it more. So basically 445, 430s. That's what I would love to see for even more accumulation for grab. It looks beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful looking charts so far, because it's following the symmetry. Once it broke out above the arc right here, it just went to back tested multiple times, this orange arc, and also that blue angle. So, and even the cloud down there. So it's just getting ready to go higher, and just got to give it time. Got to be patient to reap the rewards. And speaking of reaping the rewards, let's do NVIDIA here. And NVIDIA is all-time highs, right? All-time highs. So it did finally close a daily candle back above this 2.272 fib at 152.38. So I remember way back here in January and November, I was talking about this 152 for a long time. and the V bottom has recovered it, and it's basically gapping up in the morning and going higher. So how much higher can it go? Well, the sky's the limit. Maybe the 200s. I think Nvidia is going to be a $200 stock sooner than later. Maybe
Ooh.
even this year. Yeah, it's a beautiful chart. I was waiting for some kind of pullback into like the 130s again before I wanted to buy more, but I never got the opportunity. So I'm just stuck with the shares that I already have. So if it ever does backtest, I think into the 140s again, I think that could be an amazing opportunity. But right now, it just has a mission to probably just continue its journey higher, and I'm just not going to chase it. Just let it do what it wants to do.
Let's see. I like. Let's see. Where to go? Oh, SHM had this question. Both SPY and QQQ leaving gaps on the daily. I often hear gaps need to be filled, but timing wise, can these be filled weeks or months later? The answer is yes. And this is me showing me the SPY chart, kind of the same one I showed you just a minute ago, but kind of on the bigger scale. So we're here, and I think we're going to go here to this blue dot. And then after that, that's the larger degree wave 3. And it tests all the way back down to, let's see, from 123 to 80 to 76.4. Yeah, 123 to 764. And that takes us back down to 550. And that will close this gap right here between 580 and 566. So there you go. But it won't close that gap until we've gone way higher first, right? And then it drops it, the hammer on us. Let me just show you one thing. This is my pet project right now. You've heard Matt and I talk about XRP so much. We love XRP. So here's a really great opportunity is XXRP. You can buy it as a 2X ETF. And right now, let's see, what is this, a 15-minute chart? My 15-minute chart is testing back to my moving average 300 right now perfectly. It just is about to touch it, 2557. I think once Bitcoin gets its run and XRP gets its run, it's going to do this purple arrow thing at the minimum. So 30.75, 29, 413. I'm sorry, $43. So from where price is right now to $43, that's like 68% higher. And this is just the chart as it is right now, without XRP doing the crazy thing where it goes to like $8. $8 will probably take it to, I want to say like $85. I don't know. I haven't done that math yet. It's just nuts. So anyway, XXRP is something I'm shilling right now because I think it's a really good opportunity. Then here's SBET. Let me just talk about SBET because I was in this right until yesterday, and I decided that I wanted to de-risk and put the money elsewhere, and I sold it like right around here in this triangle, about 10:15, 10:06, and then right after I sold it, it went up like a whole bunch to like 11, almost $12. Yeah, it did go to $12. Anyway, we're back here at 1063. I think it could still do all of this that I've got shown right here in the chart. From where price is right now, 64% higher. No, it's not that much. The 1236, yeah. 57% higher to 1673 next is what I'm looking for in SBET. I sold my SBET, but I did keep my KWM, which is like the exact same chart as SBET, but just a different name. But it's got some bigger potentials. Anyway, I'm looking for, it's a very risky stock, by the way. It's starting to do the exact same things that SBET did yesterday before. SBET ran up like 18%. So anyway, KWM, the wave 3 takes us up to 1121 or 100. No. For more prices right now with KWM. All right, it's 9:04. I know I'm doing disservice. We've been jumping around through the. Matt, do you have one that you've already looked at and you want to do?
Yeah, I was just gonna do two more. I was gonna do two more real quick before I run away. That's gonna be Poet and SMCI. So
okay,
Here for Poet, it's going right back to resistance pre-market. We can see the 702, 543 is going to be your resistance target. So it is breaking out, right? But the opportunity truly was the breakout and the back test of the cloud here. That was the true opportunity for accumulation. Now that it's up here, I'm more cautious. So 543, if it breaks above, it has a chance to get more bullish. But right now, there is no proof of that. So it is our resistance target. So right now, range bound, and a possibility there could be a backtest to the 460s. And SMCI here is getting better and better. And on my weekly chart is breaking into the cloud. So we'll see how it closes the week, right? If it closes the week above the baseline inside the cloud, then this chart is looking good. But we already knew it was looking good because the last time I talked about it, it was a breakout backtest of the 50-week moving average, which was a previous resistance, flipping back to support. So this was already in process of a breakout backtest there. So that was the clue to get more bullish right there. This trend reversal of the 50-week moving average from a resistance for a long time to support, and it even backtested it this week down to the 41s. There we go. Now it's looking more bullish. So I want to see a candle close above 4607 by tomorrow. And if so, maybe starts establishing a new base here for the potential to break that 100-week moving average at 48.97 and go towards the top of the cloud. So yes, this chart already showed us last week it wants to be more bullish, and now it has the potential to stabilize inside the cloud and go higher. Tracker, take us out.
All right, I've got IONQ here for Kim Kitty, or Miss Kim Appreciates Life. Let's see. Here's IONQ, and it already hit my 764. It almost got to the 382, pretty close enough to count, really. And so here, well, all right, and so you can see the Bollinger Band. It's getting squeezy. It hit the top, and now it's gone down below the center. Ooh, maybe do be careful. Maybe it does still go back through the 382 at 33.31. I just saw that. That's definitely a possibility if it plunges today for some reason. But either way, you'll be fine. Like you could just hold it here, let it plunge. It touches there, and we're back up again. From where price is right now, you're looking at 85% higher to the 1382 up here at 73.90. It was really good. Whenever a stock hits the 764, I get really excited on the 764 fib extensions on the right. And on the fib retracements on the left, it's the 886. So it's really kind of doing 886, backtesting 702. And if it can get over 702, then it goes higher. If it has to go lower, it could even backtest as deep as the 50% fib right here on the retrace side to 3042. So that would be a little scarier, but still within the realm of possibility. That would be like a wick down, and then it runs back up again. So anyway, this is what I'm looking for. 85% higher next, which lines up with 74.88 on the 1414 in the retrace on the left. Wait, I have to make this bigger so I can read. What else? I don't know. Have I ever done BLNK? Blink charging. I have done this one before. Is it doing good or not doing good? I haven't done this in so long. It's not even on my current set of charts, so I'm not going to mess with that. Blink charging just doesn't feel right to me. Actually, let's just look at the weekly chart. And then turn these off and then turn Ichimoku on. Let's just look at the Ichimoku was on. Yeah, this is not a pretty chart. It's only made lower lows. I mean, it got really exciting here and then back to nothing again. I would stay away from Blink. We've got much better charts than BLNK, and that's all I'm going to say. We've got much better charts than BLNK, and you've seen a whole bunch of them today. So thank you guys so much for being part of our show by coming in and requesting stuff. Come in every day and request early because we always start from the bottom and work our way up through the chat. So,
you mean we start from the top, right?
Well, I mean, it's the top for them and the bottom. On my screen, it's the bottom. Like it's sort of, I have to scroll down to get the earliest stuff. And then as they keep coming in, they get added to the top on mine. It's weird. Maybe there's a setting I can change that. Well, anyway, yeah, let's go back to let me just look at the VIX. VIX looks like it's kind of trending out on the 15-minute chart. I didn't mean to do that. It's like it's kind of flatlining. It might come back up here, it might get a little scary upwelling to backtest the moving average 75 again on the 15 or even the hourly. Oh, no, not the hourly chart because it's way up there on the hourly chart. Yeah, I like the 15 much better. Just a little hint back to 1703 before it can go lower again. What else? What else?
Well, that's all the time I got, Tracker.
Kind of messing around. I'm just going to. I'm sorry. I just want to try to give an idea what kind of day we're going to have.
Yeah.
I think we're at a lot of resistances. So look for some support testing coming up. So it might be a bit of a red day today, a bumpy ride.
Yeah, could be a little bit of volatility.
We'll see you again. Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah, see you guys tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye, Matt. Thank you.